My name is Brian Ferguson, and I'm a serial entrepreneur with like a background in music mostly. This training was really eye-opening and effective. Growing up in the communities that I grew up in, you kind of always had to be on a swivel in the first place, but being prepared for an active shooter with this type of training is it was like an in-depth look of how to really engage if you have to, but with the overall idea of survival. And that's what really stuck out to me. Like from the first part to the last part, I was fully engaged in learning. And it kind of like instantly clicked and transferred into like every aspect of my life. I can go to the mall now. I can go to the pharmacy, go pick my kids up from school and already after have gone through that training, already be able to, you know, determine exits or, weapons if I might need to find something or barricades or things of that nature, just real eye opening. I've never had any formal active shooter response training before. And I always thought that I would be ready for a situation like that, but after going through that training, you can really see how you might think you're ready, but clearly you're not. Because once panic sets in and something happens, like even like, if you get into it with somebody over a parking spot, that can turn into an active shooter event. You just going through that training, it also helps with being able to kind of pick up on avoiding it entirely if you can. Certain things we can't control, but other things we can. And that training just opened your eyes up to a lot because, it's a lot going on in this country right now. Oh, it was on point. It was on point because the videos were nice and short. The information was consolidated enough to where as though you wasn't having to like bite off big chunks of info, and you could always go like right back, and it was really engaging. I guess maybe because of the subject matter, and I think that helps it too a little bit. But the way that it was laid out, it was really really effective. It was like really engaging. That was kind of fun. Yeah, that was fun because it gave you kind of a little bit of space to make mistakes and go back and kind of cheat a little bit too, you know, and that was kind of fun. I think so. I think this should be from preschool on up. I think even if from that age on, everybody would respond well to this. I think that like if I would have done an in-person training, it probably would have been more based on the room or the size of the room and even the instructor as far as being able to clearly determine how my survival mechanism is going to kick in and how I'm going to respond to that. Alone going through this training, it gives me enough room to imagine the worst possible scenario, best possible scenario. When you're in a big classroom setting, you might have a peer over here, coworker, trying to sway your opinion, or even your instructor. But with this, you just one-on-one with the info, and the world is your oyster, pretty much. The online platform, I think, just it gives the the person that's going through the training, the student, the flexibility to even take it home with them from the job and go through the training. That's how flexible this is. Like you don't have to buy a whole bunch of computers in a corporate building to have your employees come and sit down, go through the training right here. It's not even a big deal anymore. So just being able to have that could be like a part of a benefits package. And a lot of these companies nowadays, just to have this and to share with, other co-workers, other companies, pardon me, and maybe even down to their family members. would probably refer to like all of the security companies that for the companies that were the contracted to be in the company that I work for. Like say, for instance, I used to work for a winery. Whoever dealt with the security there, I would probably reach out to them first, as well as my wife. She's a pharmaceutical exec, so the security company at her firm as well. That's would be the route that I would go. So probably past employers, but through the security. Just simple. Just I would ask them if how their security detail is for their own personal life, and if that's important to them, as well as if they think they're ready for an active shooter event. Because, like I said, I thought I was ready. The first few videos, I realized that I need to pay closer attention, and I did. And I realized that I wasn't. And it's something that you would be better off having than not. If you think about it in a matter of life or death, a 3-hour training that could possibly save your life, I'll probably take it 3 times, maybe 4. The gamify part of it, that the section, what was that, section 2, where I was able to where it forced me to remember the steps, where I had to type down exactly what I had to do, because that really kind of pretty much set it in stone for me, you know, because it kind of put me in the mall. It put me in my house if somebody tried to break in, and put me at the light or somebody trying to carjack me or something. You got to be on the fly. You got to think on the fly. And so that's what that part did. That second part where I had to remember and type down the steps. That really helped me. I think that it can reduce it dramatically, because if everybody's thinking proactively, security first, then you're prepared for that type of event. You could be riding on your way to school and could possibly spot a threat after going through this training. And then that's dozens or hundreds or thousands of eyes that all been through this training with the same type of uh, security first type of perspective after going through this training. Right up there with this course I paid 15 grand for. It's right up there with high ticket sales. I paid $15,000 for stuff, paid $3,000 for stuff, and this active shooter response training is valuable, way more valuable than both of them, because those courses were about personal development. This is about saving your own life. So it's priceless. Right there, try right there with the pros, a little bit more cutting edge, because the information was consolidated and broken out and then reiterated over 3 different parts. So it was like it was relearning the same thing in a different way. So that was really cool. And I haven't really seen that in other courses up in this far. And I bought a lot of courses.